So in this video, I'm going to show you how to actually work inside Logic Pro. Not just what things are called, but how to edit music, how to edit audio, how to move things, how to fix timing issues, clean up your audio, sort out your MIDI, and start using plugins to make your music sound better. Not only is it going to help you to speed up your workflow, but it's also going to just give you that confidence when you're opening up Logic Pro and just help you to finish more projects. So this is episode 5 of a mini series, which I've just created for you to speed up your workflow, speed up your Logic Pro progress, because it's a bit of a learning curve. So yeah, check out that playlist if you haven't already. And yeah, let's dive in. So just a quick reminder on Logic Pro, you've got your tracks here, which are your lanes. We've got a MIDI lane here, and then we've got an audio lane here. And this is your arrange window where all the good stuff happens. So that's where you do all your editing inside for your music. So these blocks are regions. That's a MIDI region, and this is a audio region. So let's talk about moving, resizing, and looping regions. So your main tool is a pointer tool, which is that tool. And with that tool, I can grab a MIDI region and I can click, move it to the left or move it to the right. Same with the audio regions, you can move it to the left, move it to the right. And that's what your pointer tool is going to help you to do. If I want to duplicate, I can just press Option, click, you see a little plus sign come up, and that will allow me to duplicate a region. Same with audio. That's a quick way to just duplicate regions. And by doing this is one of the quickest ways for you to build your arrangement. So to quickly loop a region, go to the top of the region, and you notice how the pointer tool changes. It's got like a bracket with a loop icon. You just pull that out and just loop. So now I've got a whole loop of the same thing, but bear in mind, the first part of that loop is the only part that you can edit. So you notice there, that's all my MIDI note. And then the loop section is now grayed out. I can't highlight them, I can't change them. And you can do the same thing for audio. So that's the audio region there. But this time with the audio region, it's to be in the middle of the region. You notice there's 3 points, which I'll get to in a bit. You've got the top, got the middle, and you've got the bottom. So in the middle, just pull that out. Once you've got your icon, your tool, and just loop it, loop your section. So with that loop, you can't do any fades on that loop, on the loop section. You can only do it on the part that is more prominent, like darker. This here is kind of like your ghost notes, but that I showed you earlier on in the MIDI. So if you wanted to fade it, you'd have to cut it. As I mentioned earlier, you've got 3 points of your audio file: top, middle, and bottom. Top allows you to fade. If you just hover at the top, it will change to a fader tool, and you can fade it. Middle, create your loops like we just done. And at the bottom, you're just lengthening the audio to as far as whatever the loop is that you've recorded or you've played in. So to prevent pops and clicks, put a nice little fade on your loop, and you can drag it out as far as you want. So that's a nice little effect. Little tip for you, if you do that and you bring your fader tool out, you can press right click and you've got a slow down option there. So you can slow down the audio. That's a nice way to end a loop or add some effects, some air candy, or at the end of your song, your beat. Unfortunately, you can't do that with MIDI, but if you wanted to, you can highlight it MIDI, you can press Control and B, and that's bouncing your audio in place. Now you've got your loop, you can mute that MIDI. Now you can just treat the audio and add your effects, your slowdowns or your fade-ins. That reminds me, on the other side on your left, you've got fade in. You don't have a loop section in there because you can only loop from left to right, but you do have the option to drag your loop out, your region further if you need to. So that's all well and good. Let's delete all that stuff because I don't need that. Right, so let's talk about your toolbar. Up here's your toolbar. On the left, you've got two. So I just use 2 different tools. There's an option for you to have 3, but I just think that's complicated. You don't need to do that for now. So in the tool section, you've got your pointer tool, which you're going to use a lot, which is your main tool. You've got your pencil tool, which is good for creating a new MIDI region. So you create your MIDI region, you can drag it out to however far you want, and you double click on it, and then you can go and place your notes. So that's the main use for your pencil tool. Then you've got your scissor tool, which you're going to use a lot as well, and you can just chop up your order anywhere you want. Same with your MIDI, you can use the same scissor tool, does the same job. And then you got fade tool, which is another one that you're going to use a lot, and like I showed you earlier, you can just fade in, fade out, speed up, slow down. Yep, lovely. And then the other one that I like to use, and yeah, the other one that I like to use, my personal favorite, is the marquee tool. Now with the marquee tool, it's just amazing. Once you understand how to use a marquee tool, it's going to speed up your workflow so much. But with this, you can use it as a scissor tool and cut. You can just click a place where you want your playhead to start and play from there. Create a whole section just by clicking and dragging, and then it's going to play that little section. And yeah, it's an absolutely amazing tool. So what I wanted to say, I hope it's not too advanced for you, is I like to leave my pointer tool on the first command, and then my marquee tool on the second command. And all I have to do is press command, and it will change. If you notice here, it changes when I press command, which allows me to just quickly do what I need to do with the marquee tool. Create sections, but I don't have to worry about going back up here to change the tool, which is way quicker than just keep going back and forth and changing it. So if you can get that locked in, you'll see a massive difference in your workflow, your speed. So going back to MIDI, I'll show you how to edit MIDI the right way. So we double click on the MIDI region, and it's going to bring up our MIDI notes inside that region. So on the left there, you've got your piano notes. So that's all your piano notes on the left. And if you notice that these notes are different colors, and that is because of velocity. When you press A in the keypad, it's going to bring up your velocity, which you can change here on the left. What this does is it allows you to create velocity for different notes. You don't want all your notes to be the same because it won't sound human. So to give it a human feel, we can change the velocities. So if I want that note to be a bit harder hitting and louder, turn it up. If I want it to be a bit softer, quieter, change the velocity and make it lower. So all these little notes here, they're the notes that you can either pencil in or you can play in and put anywhere you want. Sounds a bit off. And you can lengthen them, make them longer, shorter, sustained, or short staccato notes. It's entirely up to you and your production. Again, you've got your tools here that you can change to your pointer tool in your first command, or you can leave it on the second command and just use your command on your keypad and just click where you want your notes. If for some reason you've played your notes in and there's a few that's gone off, a bit out of time, highlight your notes, press Q, and they should lock into place. Maybe one or two might be a little bit off, then you just have to move it with your pointer tool. So that's highlight, Q, and good to go. But make sure you chose the right quantize time on your left here: eighth notes, quarter notes, half notes, one note, 16th, 32, and 64th notes. Cool. So let's move on to editing audio. So I'm just going to use this vocal here. Hopefully I won't get copyright for it. It's a remix for a very well-known artist in the UK, and I'm going to send it often. Hopefully he likes it. But anyway, that's a whole different video. So I've got some audio here, vocal recording.
Step 20, the last of many, the last of...
Right, so you see at the beginning here, you could hear like a breath. I'll loop it with my marquee tool. Yeah, and I can loop that, and I can change the volume of it. I can turn it down by pressing T and G, which brings up my gain tool. And I can turn that right down if I want.
Yeah, step 20.
That's a quick way to just edit out some breaths that might be a bit too loud, or maybe an S sibilance is a bit too loud. And if you haven't got the gain tool on your Logic Pro version, then you can just use the gain tool, the gain feature here on your left. So click on region and you will see gain. Make sure you've highlighted the part you want, click it, and just use gain to turn it up or down. If I wanted to trim a part, say I didn't like that first part, I wanted to get rid of it altogether, I could just highlight it and just drag it across. And now I've cut the breath completely. I can add a little fade tool on there.
Volume 3, yeah, step 20.
And then I can add stutter effects in there or whatever air candy it is that I want to add into this production. This is also useful as well if you've got a recording take, vocal take or guitars or something that's got pops and clicks. You can just easily edit it out and just remove it all together. Make sure you add a little fade so you don't introduce no new pops or clips.
Yeah, step 20.
And just clean up your audio. I want to show you a shortcut for this as well to remove breaths and unwanted things inside your audio. So we've got that part there, Control X, and then it's going to bring up a box here where it gives you the opportunity to dial in specifics so you can remove the breaths and whatnot that's inside your audio. So you just use your thresholds to mess around with these features here. You kind of see where you need to create the cuts automatic, but because this recording is quite good, there's hardly any breaths or pops to take out. So you just be careful you don't overlap or remove a part that you need. Goodness, cancel that. So what we can do next with your editing is adding effects to your audio or your MIDI, and that is over in your channel section, inspector section here, or you can press X on your keyboard, and it will bring up your mixer window. So right now I'm going to show you, I've got this part here with some soft pianos, and let's just have a look at the effects on that. So all our effects lie on here. If I show you from a new channel, you can see it's empty, and in here where it says audio effects, that's where all your audio effects is going to lie. Your delays, your compressors, your flanges, phasers, EQ, compressor, whatever it is that you're using, it's going to go in there. Down here is your sends. So if you're using sends to send multiple sounds to the same reverb, that's what you want to use. Put it on a send. You don't want it on an insert unless it's an effect you're going for, where you're going for a particular sound, then do that. But bear in mind, if you've got too many reverbs on your channels, you're going to eat into your CPU. You don't want that. Try and keep your CPU down. Send all your instruments and stuff, vocals and whatnot, to the same reverb, and that will just give it that cohesive sound, that glue, that polished professional sound that you're after. Here right now I've got a pumper. Bit of a clip there, but it's okay. So that's what you can do with effects. Just add anything. We've got an SSL compressor on there as well, just to tidy up the sound. And this is what it sounds like.
Step 20, the last of many, the last on your sort who came from a penny, the last one to kill the game with a hit, the first one to spray the mic when I'm ready, if it last one left, even if it
Now you know how to actually edit inside Logic Pro. You can move regions, cut regions, duplicate regions, fade out audio, speed it up, speed it down, speed it up, speed it down. Yeah. So you know all of that now. And you also know about where to put your plugins, where to find your plugins, so you can start affecting your sound and getting it to sound much more professional and improve your sound. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to route your audio. Like I mentioned just at the end of the video there, routing your sounds to the same bus and clear up any confusion that you might have, especially just starting out. It can be a bit confusing. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. And yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate it. See you in the next video.